Well, good morning, everyone. Mayor Steve Wilder here from the city of North Canton. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. Just had a late phone call to take. I hope everyone is doing well, and it's good to be back. I was off for a week there or so with the inauguration going on. I didn't want to. I wanted to follow that too on last Wednesday. So again, here we are, January 27th, Wednesday. I hope everyone's doing well. Just a couple tidbits of information for us baby boomers in history. You know, it was in 1959 that NASA selected 110 candidates for the first U.S. spaceflight program. And it was in 1967, I was 17 then, unfortunately, when we had 3 astronauts that were killed in a flash fire that engulfed their Apollo 1 spacecraft. And in 1973, for many of us can remember the ceasefire in Vietnam. That's called during the Paris peace talks, peace accord, and that was signed by the United States in North Vietnam. And for those that are interested in the state up north, okay, there goes January 26, 1837. That state up north became the 26th state to join the Union. Toledo made the right choice, and they stayed in Ohio. So there you go for some of my up north friends. But welcome to that state up north. Well, here we go. We don't have a lot going on in the city right now. City Council, it was back and restarted on Monday, the 25th. Again, our schedule for this month coming up, February 1st, is Committee of the Whole. February the 8th will be City Council. On February the 15th, President's Day, there'll be no meeting. And then on the 27th will be City Council. I'm glad to report that so our administrative staff are starting to come back now. COVID-19 did hit our administration, and hopefully next Monday we're going to have everybody back in the office from quarantines or working remotely at home. So I'm hopeful for that. I'm going to, again, keep City Hall closed for right now, and I'll get into that here just a little bit later. But it's still been a busy time of year for us as we're preparing for the coming year. You know, with our snow and weather circumstances, you never know in Northeast Ohio when some of that severe weather is going to come up through the valley or come in from the west or the north. But just folks, just some general things to keep in mind. Avoid following too closely to the vehicles in front of you. Sometimes you just go slower when the weather becomes severe, and please, when you're on the road and after a heavy snowfall during the night, clear all your windows off, clear your headlights off and your taillights off. Just don't clear one little portion of the windshield or your rear window. Those safety things mean a whole lot to us when we're the rest of us motorists that are on the roadway. So just keep that in mind. We keep in mind also we have a no parking ban from 2 to 6 p.m. And if for some reason you need to park your car on the road, let's say there's something that happened with an overnight guest or a family member, or you're having work done on your driveway or something like that, call the police department to get overnight permission. But the reason we want to keep our roads open at night is especially so our snow plows can get out and keep our roads clear and clean. And the last thing we want to do is plow in a car or have it damaged or have you get a parking citation from the police department. So just some general things like that. And I know I've entertained a couple calls about the salt on the roadways and things. And, you know, we try to pre-treat roads, sometimes with a salt, sometimes with a salt brine mixture. And sometimes that will build up. So you may think that our roads are a little white. Well, travel throughout the county. A lot of the roads are white and the interstates are white just from some of that buildup. So just keep that in mind. And I thank you to our street department. They do their best to try to keep our roads and surfaces clear so that you can get to or from work or home or wherever you've got to go. So just a couple things to think about safety. As I said, City Hall remains closed to the public access. Again, walk-ins to the police department are permitted, and if you need to, our police and fire and EMS, they are continuing to respond to calls uninterrupted. And if you're coming in and you want to make contact with building or permits, again, you can go online to their website, permits at northcantanohio.gov, or just Google our website, and it'll direct you to the area you want to go to. A lot of their services, again, continue to be online. That's working out very well. If for some reason you have to have an in-person, call and make an appointment. And you can call 330-499-5557. And that's the Building and Permits Department, 330-499-5557. And they can hopefully answer your questions, or if you have to have a personal appointment, they could work out some kind of arrangement with proper distancing and facial coverage. Our utilities are still going smoothly. Again, you can make your payments by mail or drop off at the receptacle box that we have right there at the rear of City Hall at the entranceway there. You can pay online. And if you have some calls or concerns about your bills, I understand, and I'm experiencing this too. The mail coming out of, I think, the Cleveland area, it's been delayed. So sometimes we're getting bills the same day that they're required to be paid. And I know my wife and I have had call, the businesses that we're dealing with, tell them, we just got the statement in the mail, and things can be worked out so that you're not receiving a penalty. But needless to say, any questions about your utilities, you can always call 330-499-8223 and just hit option number 2. And that hopefully will take you to utilities. And we'll try to get your question, if not now, a little later. And you can always go to northcantanohio.gov for assistance also to get you there. As we all have been following the governor's guidelines and instructions and our nation on the COVID vaccine, you can schedule and register for the vaccine by calling 330-353-9010. And I did that today. I registered, and hopefully we'll get a call back for a schedule. But folks, when you call that number, 330-353-9010, they're going to ask you for your name, your age, city, and phone, okay? So they'll ask you those 4 things. And you can also register online. And if you go to the Stark County Health Department, there's a welcome page, and there should be information for COVID-19 vaccination registration. And it's online, and I'll give it to you right now. It's all lowercase. It's s.alchemer.com. That's s.alchemer.com. Also, if you're on that welcome page, you scroll down and read a paragraph. You can actually click on that if you have access to a computer. You can click right on that, and it should take you to a page. And it will ask you your name, address, phone number, and age. And since you're online, they're going to ask you for your email. Now, they're not asking you for anything else. And it's been brought to my attention from the Stark County Health Department that some people have called them, and there are some scammers out there that are calling or however they get your phone number, but they're asking you for your let's say your social security number or something like that. The Stark County Health Department is not asking for your social security number, okay? Just those 3 things or 4 things that I've said. So just be very, very careful about anybody asking you for your personal information. Just be on guard for that. So watch out for the scammers. If all else fails, you can call their regular number of 330-353-9010. And that's the Stark County Health Department. That could help you out. Now, please keep in mind, those in the city of North Canton, we operate under the Stark County Health Department. If you live in Canton, Alliance, or Massillon, each of those communities, each of those cities have their own health department. But those who live in the Plain Township, let's say, or Jackson Township, the city of North Canton, the city of Louisville, we are under the coverage of the Stark County Health Department. So I just wanted to, keep that so you know that. Starting back on the 14th, other people actually 65 and older, and those with congenital or developmental disorders could call that number 330-353-9010 and register, and you will be put on a waiting list. And when it's their time to receive the vaccine, they'll give you the time and place and date where to receive that. So as I'm looking at my notes here, which I just got in here recently, some updates. Obviously, in the week of January the 18th was our first allotment of vaccines to our area here for those 80 and older. I believe there's still another 1,000 people that are 80 and older that still need to receive the vaccine. The week of January the 25th, vaccinations began for those ages 75 and up, and vaccinations will also be available for those with severe congenital, developmental, or early onset medical disorders. And hopefully starting in the first week of February, vaccinations will begin for those ages 70 and up. And I just wanted to bring that up to your attention. Let's see. And as of right now, I'm only aware of the Whippledale Center there at the corner of Hills and Dales and Whipple is where the dispensing for the Stark County Health Department is. I know they have a couple other providers. I don't know if they're occurring at the Discount Drug Mart on North Main Street, 1695 North Main Street. And we have another one at Giant Eagle, 955 East Maple Street out at Washington Square. Those are two providers. Unfortunately, I haven't had any contact to see if anything is occurring at those locations, but just keep that in mind. As we close out here, I really just was trying to share with you some information I received about the vaccinations occurring in Stark County and for the city of North Canton. That's really about it, folks. The big thing was just make sure that you're not giving your personal information out to scammers, and just get online or call that number, get registered, and hopefully you'll be able to receive that vaccine in a short amount of time. So as we go through the winter months, I know that it can be a little tough on us, but I still think that better days are ahead of us. I have strong belief that our community cares for one another, and we're going to do the best to care for each other. And if you have an opportunity to volunteer some time at any of our food shelters or giveaways, please do so, either at the Summit, Faith United Methodist Church, out at the Church of the North Canton Church of Christ on their monthly. So we're always looking for volunteers in the community, and help out at our library and through the YMCA or your local church. But we're just trying to do good for each other, and we'll get through this. So that's all I really have for you today. I appreciate your patience and the privilege of your time. So please have a good day, stay healthy, and keep safe and keep well. Thank you. Take care.